So we're on the Canon C70 with my favorite lens, the 24mm 1.4 EF, of course, with the speed booster. I spent all my money on camera gear and I had none left over for lighting, but lighting isn't important. What is really important is the best gear possible. I'm beautiful. And a movie. Welcome to it.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
So it's going to be a strange experimenty episode today. I'm going to play around with lighting for a bit. Let's just not do this anymore. It's nice, but it's not the best. You could just have that right on your camera. Your paparazzi style. So basically today we're going to play around with a bunch of different lighting experiments to see what the best, just most natural, easiest budget setup is. Do we need this giant softbox? What intensity is best? How far should it be from our face? Right now, max intensity right here. And I have ND filters in the Canon C70, of course, to show you that this probably is not good. The brightest possible right at me. We got the grid pattern on here. I hate my lighting. Usually I have a tube light offsetting the side. Well, we'll play with that. But like, I suck at this. I spend all my time looking into gear and lenses. What's the most 3D pop? Not once do I think about like, what should I light this? I think a giant, the bigger the better, for sure. But right now I'm in a studio, as I will vlog to you. Uh-oh. Did not plan this. The dynamic range. So like, you can't see a damn thing. My desk is against the wall. I don't have a lot of playroom here. I would have that light way further back from me, but I can't. It's as close to that desk as I can get. There's nothing gonna happen over there. It's like, I have to deal with what I have, play with what I know. So people tell me all the time how terrible my lighting is, and they're not wrong. They're not wrong. I'm just doing what I can, fitting my light where it is. I stand here. Ideally, it would not be this. So let's make a little change. Let's first take off this grid. I got a lot dustier than I was planning for. I haven't cleaned that in a while, so that got too bright. That's a lot more light, is it not? Little ND situation, fixing all. Canon, stop it. So, side by side with that bozo with a grid, is this somehow better? It feels like it should be worse, if anything, but we'll play with angles, distance, all kind. We're going to learn something today. So first, let's assume that having your light at the max brightness and then darking your darking? I said darking. It's in the dictionary, look it up. Compensating with the darkness in your camera, probably not the best idea. So let's take the NDs off and lower the brightness. Okay, so even at 1%, I have zebras on my head now. That's what we're paying attention to here. No zebras, so I have to up the shutter. I just committed a crime. I changed the shutter speed on a cinema camera. We're at a 1/44th degree. Take that. So is this now better that I've lowered the light? It's not such a harsh thing, and that could be a softer thing happening here. I think it could be. It feels better to look at. It's not as intimidating. Huh? So like, background has got a lot brighter. Is that a bad thing? Now this light is about a foot away from my face. It's right here in the shot. What if we back up, but brighten it to get the same zebra effect? So now what we've done is I've increased the length. I can still touch it, but it's much further away, and I've brightened it, but I'm further. So it should be softer, side by side with that dork afraid of the dark because his light was so damn close to him. He was, oh, I need help. I need comfort. He has a mother or something. Like, what's that like? I don't remember myself personally. This got dark. Okay, now we changed things up a notch. We're on the Nikon Z6 III with a 50mm 1.4. And I want to see something. I just watched a tutorial. How do you expose N-Log? Because this is bullshit. Every time I try to do it, I'm like, I don't know. So they said, put zebras at 95 until this middle gray has a middle line of zebras, which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard measurement-wise. I'm used to like going till there's no zebras whatsoever. So this should be perfect skin tones. You're lying to yourself. To see what's better, let's expose to the right with the histogram until nothing is clipping. Let's see what happens there. I can almost guarantee that this looks terrible, but nothing is clipping on that histogram. But like, does that matter? Do you really have to expose for the highlights when the background is dark? It's a very different thing. You want to expose for the skin or the highlights, and if you're in a controlled environment, you're supposed to prioritize the skin, which I have not done. This looks bad, I know it. And there's likely no reason why this would look better, but I'm further away now from the light, doing the same technique where we're just not clipping the highlights. Next to that guy. Skin tones, anyone? Or should I probably be exposing for the skin tones? So let's just assume that I've mastered lighting now. We're perfectly exposed, red LUTs, things not too far away, it's pretty dim. This could be working. You might want to fill light. Now let's see what a tube does. What angle is best? You're gonna know. Okay, side by side with that hobo douche without a tube light. It's about 90 degrees. They're both kind of on an angle right there, blocking it. Is that a better thing? Beautified? Do you need that? A lot of people have this like fill light card thing. It's just they bounce this light onto that one and then it bounces back. I'll bounce on your mom later on. Now let's try different positions. Right now we're on an angle. Now it's directly to my side. Is that better somehow? It could be. You never know. That's a little more dramatic, even more filling. So opposite sides. Or should one have it angled behind you in a hair light fashion, giving you depth? Creating your own 3D pop in your own living room. I touched the mic. Or a seldom used bottom up version. Right up, creating a neck love situation. The only thing I've noticed with this is my teeth are like wavy, and then it like creates shadows on my teeth and it makes me look like I only eat cookies. It's not the best look I've ever seen, but it could help the rest of my face. That's a good thing. Okay, last thing I want to play around with is the angle of your key light. We removed the tube. This has been here the whole time. Let's make it go higher and then like side. I'm not going to do up, down. I might. Okay, that's as high as I can even get it before smashing into my ceiling. Most people seem to do this top-down thing to replicate our sun, I guess. No one ever does it straight on, but maybe they're mistaken, and we're going to do it. I can see why people don't do this. It's in the way a lot of, oh man. I think we found the pinnacle, basically. Having your friend light right here. Nothing, he's not better than you. He's not looking down on you, judging you. It's right here, man. That's good. The reality is, if I spent as much time looking for lighting gear and techniques as I do spending on just lenses and cameras, we'd have a much better look with much cheaper gear. That's the reality that hits us hard. And this is bullshit, my lighting. I need to fix this. It only got worse. I learned nothing today. Until I see the footage, I'm like, oh yeah, that one looks... Oh, this definitely not straight on lighting. I forgot my lights were attached to a ladder that I hang on my wall that was not hung well. But that's what sucks about doing this in your living room, that you don't want a bunch of lights everywhere. If I was just researching a studio, I could be doing things. Okay, the ideal distance of a light is this feet. Okay, it's behind the desk. We have plenty of room, but everything's pushed up against walls to save space in my living room. No one cares about any of this, of course. And the worst part of all of this is I have 4 different cameras and I haven't mastered either of them. And that would be beneficial if I just stuck to one and then I knew exactly, okay, zebras on the face, disappear at this, perfect lighting all the time. Me, I'm always guessing. The Nikon here, the Canon, false colors, haven't even turned that on once. Exposing is my nightmare that I live every day. I wouldn't wish it on a soul. Which looked best? Don't tell me. I don't even care. I'll see it. You just send happy thoughts down there. How you doing? You donating Bitcoin? We learned something. It's unlikely. Still, subscribe for more.